Assalamualaikum. Hello, welcome to our tips for parenting. This is the Stop Pulling Your Hair Out Guide to Parenting. Small tips and strategies which you may find useful when you're bringing up your children. Possibly tips and strategies that you're using anyway. Maybe strategies which you want to fine-tune, but nevertheless useful tools which you can take away with you and use and help in your parenting. And today we're going to look at being on the same page. Now, it's really important that you and your husband or your partner or your parents or whoever has an active role in bringing up the children are on the same page. Now, I'm going to give you an example of something that happened to me. My daughter, she came up to me and she said, "Oh, Mummy, after school I want to go to so-and-so's, such a friend, so-and-so's house, is that okay?" And I said to her, "No, darling, the rule is that after school we come straight home, and at the weekend, if you want to visit a friend, then that's fine." So then she went to her daddy and she said, "Daddy, I want to go to so-and-so's, such a friend's house after school, is that okay?" And he said yes. Now, that might be something that you guys out there can relate to. It's very difficult to set rules and boundaries if you, your husband, your partner, if you're not on the same page, if you're not singing from the same hymn sheet. So, in a situation like that, what we did, I wasn't really happy about her going, but I didn't want to have an argument with my husband or a dispute with my husband in front of her. And seeing as my husband had already said yes, I didn't want to disappoint her. So I said to her, "Look, you can go this once, but next time that's the rule." And away from the situation, away from my daughter, I did sit down with my husband and say, "Look, this is the rule that was decided, and the reason is we want her to come back from school, have a rest, eat her evening meal, do her homework, and have a good sleep, so she's okay for school the next day." So it was resolved in that way, but it probably sounds really obvious, but in a situation like that, it's important not to start a dispute in front of the children, but take the situation away from the children and sit down and discuss it and come up with a ground rule that you both agree on. Now, I'll give you another example. My older daughter came up to me and she said she wants to go on the computer, and I said, "No, you can go on the computer tomorrow, but not this evening." Now, my husband was sitting next to me. He was sitting very quietly. Now, the only problem with that is if you're passive, it doesn't show that you're standing together, and it's important, for your husband, your wife, your partner, that you stand together. So if my husband had sat there and said, "Well, no, listen to your mum, this is what your mum's saying, and this is what we need to do," that is a big help. So in order to set very clear rules and boundaries which can be implemented easily, it's really important for both of the people, or the parents, grandparents, anyone who's got an active role in bringing up the children are on the same page. Okay, I hope you found those tips helpful. Tomorrow we're going to be looking at spending quality time with your children, the values of spending quality time, helping to nurture them and develop a good relationship with your child. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for some more parenting tips. Assalamu alaikum.